Welcome to Clip Creep. Today we will be looking at the top 10 creepy sunken man-made objects. Hit the like button if you enjoy the video and remember to subscribe. Let's get into it. In at 10, the Sunken Cemetery. In the year 1871, Mount Haibok on Camiguin Island in the Philippines cracked open and started spewing lava. The violent volcanic eruption led to the creation of Mount Vulcan. However, it also led to the nearby town falling into the ocean along with its cemetery. A huge commemorative cross in the sea now marks the spot where the drowned town came to lie. Visitors can view the cross from the shore, take a short boat trip out to the platform for an up-close experience, or even go snorkeling to see the remains of the graves beneath the waves. The dive is not a deep one, but the sight of the gravestones, many of which are in the shape of crosses eerily resting on the seabed, is sure to send a shiver down anyone's spine. In at number 9, Ogopogo Statue. A sinister statue rests at the bottom of Okanagan Lake in British Columbia, Canada. According to Canadian folklore, a serpent-like creature called Ogopogo, also known as Na'ik, lives in the lake. Although the existence of this legendary aquatic creature, which looks similar to Scotland's Loch Ness monster, has never been proven, there is a statue of Ogopogo in the lake. The statue has been there since the early 1990s, and Diving Dynamics offers guided tours to see the beast, which is 8 feet tall, 14 feet long and anchored 30 feet below the surface. Doug Lundgren from Diving Dynamics says that because the visibility is about 10 or 12 feet, the scuba divers are looking down and all of a sudden they see this green shadow and their eyes become as wide as dinner plates. Ogopogo is not the only thing lurking in the lake. There is also a 1950s milk truck, a railway barge, and several old steamboats and power boats. In at number 8, the statues of Jason deCaires Taylor. Artist Jason deCaires Taylor has created a unique place for himself in the world of underwater sculptures, with hundreds of his works placed beneath the oceans around the world. Many of his sculptures can be found in underwater sculpture parks and museums, such as those just off the coast of Grenada and Cannes. All of his creations are environmentally friendly and designed to encourage the growth of coral, algae, and other sea life. The majority of his designs are modeled after humans, which makes them especially eerie as the sea slowly wears away their faces. A gallery of his works can be found online. Two of his most unsettling creations are the Listener, which is a human figure entirely covered in ears, and Holy Man, another human figure filled with holes and growing coral. In at number 7, C-130 Hercules aircraft. The Gulf of Aqaba at the northern end of the Red Sea has excellent visibility and has become a popular destination for divers. The Aqaba Marine Park features many dive sites, including deliberately sunk tanks and helicopters. Near an M42 tank and the wreck of a ship called the Cedar Pride lies a massive C-130 Hercules aircraft. Although ships resting on the seabed look natural enough, planes appear completely out of place beneath the waves. The C-130 was purposely sunk in the year 2017 to create an artificial reef for sea life. The plane is around 98 feet long and has a wingspan of 131 feet. Divers can explore both the cargo bay and the cockpit. Although mostly empty, a plastic skeleton wearing a flight suit and helmet was placed in the cockpit. In the year 2020, the plane was heavily damaged during a storm. The wings broke off and the body split into two pieces, but this only adds to the eerie appearance of the craft. In at number 6, Kőbánya Mine. Beneath the streets of Budapest, Hungary lies a flooded limestone mine. From the Middle Ages onward, about 3.5 million cubic feet of limestone was excavated from the Kőbánya mine to build the city above. Mining stopped in the year 1890, but the space was later used by brewers and winemakers who fermented their drinks in the cool underground chambers. During the Second World War, the mine also served as a bomb shelter. In the 1990s, the mine flooded with groundwater, and soon after it opened to recreational divers. There are 4 dive sites, 3 of which require an advanced diving certificate, while the 4th is open to those with basic qualifications thanks to air pockets in the chambers. Those brave enough to explore the dark tunnels can still see the eerie mining machinery left behind. In at number 5, the SS President Coolidge. The Titanic may be the most famous sunken ship in the world, but since its wreck lies in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean at a depth of 12,500 feet, it is not exactly easy to reach. The largest sunken ship that divers can actually explore is the SS President Coolidge, a luxury ocean liner that was later used as a troop carrier during the Second World War. It measures 653 feet in length. The Coolidge met its end when it accidentally struck friendly mines while entering the harbor at Espiritu Santo in Vanuatu. The wreck of the Coolidge sits close to shore at a depth between 65 and 230 feet. Now covered in sea life, divers can swim through the ship's decks and cargo holds to see the many military and luxury items that remain. Along with guns and cannons, there are elegant chandeliers and even a mosaic tile swimming pool. Because of its massive size, there are about 40 different dives that can be done to explore the entire ship. In at number 4, the ship graveyard of Chuuk Lagoon. If just one shipwreck is not enough for you, imagine a seabed covered with dozens of wrecks. In the year 1944, Chuuk Lagoon, previously known as Truk Lagoon in Micronesia, was the site of Operation Hailstone when United States fighter planes bombed Japanese warships. Chuuk is now a popular dive site with the grisly remains of around 60 wrecks, some of which contain the remains of people who died during the battle resting on the lagoon floor. People swimming among the eerie ships can see huge barnacle-covered deck guns, tanks and cars, as well as smaller yet still unsettling items like gas masks and medicine bottles. The seawater is slowly but surely corroding the ships, and without efforts to preserve the structures which many people support, they will eventually crumble away. In at number 3, a shark statue. Sharks are not usually something people expect to find in a lake, but at the bottom of Neuchâtel Lake in Switzerland, a frightening statue of a shark waits to surprise divers. The shark is around 20 feet long and has a huge toothy grin. Although it looks a little cartoony at second glance, for anyone not expecting a shark, it is a total jump scare. Sleuths on Reddit managed to discover the origin of the shark. It was used as a prop in a short film called Choco Lac, where it looks far more silly than scary. It is believed the shark was left in the lake after filming ended, and over time the water has worn away the paint, making the shark appear much more sinister. Neuchâtel is also home to a few other strange underwater curiosities, including a metallic dragon sculpture, a model lunar lander, and a statue of a dog. In at number 2, Titan I nuclear missile silo. During the Cold War, the United States government built underground missile silos across the country, many of which have since been abandoned. One such silo in Warden, Washington, flooded during the 1960s after the pumps were turned off, creating a uniquely eerie experience for divers. An advanced diving certificate is required to enter the silo because it is a deep dive, with the bottom of the silo 110 feet down, and it is also a night dive. Divers access the site through a tube that extends from a hole in the ground. From there they enter a flooded world of concrete and steel tunnels, pipes and cribwork. Although it is a fascinating piece of Cold War history, this dive is not for the faint of heart. In at number 1, Jason Voorhees statues. Slasher icon Jason Voorhees is closely associated with Camp Crystal Lake. It is where he drowns in the original Friday the 13th film released in 1980. In 1986 Part 6 Jason Lives, he is even chained to the bottom of the lake. It seems only fitting that someone would place a statue of the character at the bottom of a real lake. Over the years, at least 2 Jason Voorhees statues complete with a hockey mask have been placed in lakes. In the year 2018, scuba diver Zachary Nagy put a Jason statue at the bottom of Lake Pleasant in Arizona. Everyone in the local diving community places a marker in the lake once they are certified, so the lake is filled with unusual items, including Christmas trees and a scene of plastic skeletons playing poker. Unfortunately, the markers were later removed, with Lake Pleasant Regional Park Supervisor David Jordan explaining it was necessary to maintain clean facilities for people to enjoy. The other well-known Jason statue is still in its watery grave. Since the year 2013, this Jason has been lurking at the bottom of a flooded iron ore pit in Minnesota thanks to Friday the 13th fan Doug Klein. The dive site also contains many other objects, including a snowmobile and various plastic skeletons, and there is even a Freddy Krueger statue to keep Jason company. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe on all our platforms, so you never miss a video. See you next time.